Alright, heli fans, we're back. I had to change the film out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the HM83. By looking at this helicopter, I think they did a really good job, like I said before. I love the bronze color. The color in the canopy, they actually put little graphics in there. It actually comes with carbon fiber main blades, which is a good thing. It comes with plastic tail blades. This main blade, the size of the main blade as measured, is actually 410 millimeters. So you guys that are trying to put a blade on there off of the T-Rex 500, it won't work. It's actually too long. It's got the underslung fly bar, CNC head, CNC tail. Before we get into this helicopter a little deeper, I'll go ahead and take it and set it out here, and we'll put a T-Rex 500 up to it so you can get a comparison and see what it looks like. Now, taking the T-Rex 500, we set it directly beside it, head to head. You've got about 1.5 inches of length back here. You've got about 2 inches in height, and if you look at the nose front, about another inch there. So there's your helicopter difference there. You can see the 410 millimeter blade. You can see the 425, 430 millimeter blade here. Tail blades on this are actually smaller too, so you won't be able to get the T-Rex 500 tail blades to work in the blade groups back here because the thickness of the tail blades are different. The length really wouldn't make a difference as long as it doesn't hit the ground. You don't have much clearance, but you can't make them work. You can try, but I don't recommend it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this T-Rex 500 back up here. We're going to pop the canopy off of this helicopter so you can take a deeper look. The canopy is held on by 4 canopy knobs with rubber grommets. That's a really good thing because the high-speed vibration that a Nitro helicopter puts out, you don't want your canopy coming off. To get it off there, it takes a little bit of work, but I like that too. That lets me know that the canopy will stay on once we get into doing some aggressive 3D out of the field. Go ahead and pop it off and take a look at the canopy. The canopy is fiberglass. It's not plastic. They have a hole cut out in the bottom of it for your cylinder head, a breather hole, and it's actually a cutout for your exhaust on the side. The cool thing is it's also cut out over here on the side for your adjustment of your carburetor. That's pretty neat. We'll go ahead and set that aside. Looking at the helicopter down inside of it, it's really set up really nice. You've got a 2-piece carbon fiber frame with aluminum straps to strap your battery tray on there. You've got a full-size digital tail servo by Walkera. You've got the micro minis for your cyclic. It is CCPM. I'll go ahead and spin the helicopter around to the other side. Here's your little micro exhaust. The motor on this helicopter is the Walkera. This is a WK, which is Walkera. It's a 15. You have a digital readout for your battery voltage, and here's your gyro here, which is a heading hole gyro on this helicopter. We'll find out more about it once we get to the field. Something I wanted to show you guys before we go any further. If you remember, I said don't throw this plastic bag away. The reason why is not because of the tools in there. You may have the tools, but there's one little collar in here, which is for your starter wand. This is the only thing that I saw that may need a little tweaking with the helicopter. You actually have to take this here, and I'll move my hand so you can see with the camera. You slide it down inside your one-way bearing, and you take your starter and stick your starter inside of that. Okay, but the bad thing about it is if you leave that in there and you have to do some inverted flight, that may come out. So, and I did it, I may try, and you guys can probably try it too, is if you have a governor on one of your larger helicopters, you can take that little magnet, stick that little magnet in there, and get it to stick down in it and it won't come out. It's an idea you might want to try. I'll try it myself once we go to the field. We'll go ahead and put this back in the bag now. Our canopy fell, so we'll put it back over there, put our bag back aside. I'm going to go ahead and pop the blades out on this thing so you guys can see a little bit more about the helicopter and size-wise. If you take a look at it, compared to me, it's a fairly decent sized helicopter. It's pretty small, but for those Nitro people who want to get into the hobby and don't want to spend a lot of money, I think this is where you might want to go. We'll take it to the field and I will put it through its paces and we'll let you know how it really is, and you'll get a chance to see that in our next segment. I'm going to go ahead and pop this Velcro strap off that they put in here. I changed nothing. This is right out of the box. Comes with a Velcro strap. It's actually got foam around the receiver. There's your 2.4 gigahertz receiver there. We're going to move that aside, and here's our receiver pack battery. Our receiver pack battery is actually a 4.8 volts. It's 1300 milliamps. I myself am going to change that, but for now we're going to test fly it with that in there. Some things that I might change with this helicopter may be I would put a LiPo battery, in here for my receiver pack, and then I would come behind that LiPo battery. Of course, you don't plug directly into your receiver. I put a BEC on it, and then we'll go with the next step that I would probably change is if the gyro doesn't work the way I want it to work in backwards flight, I'll probably put another gyro on there and go with something a little stronger. But out of the box, looking at this helicopter, guys and gals, I think this helicopter is a hit. I think you will enjoy this helicopter once you fly it. I think you'll enjoy the fact that you can actually stick it in a T-Rex 500 carrying case and take it wherever you want it to go. That point alone makes it a little easier. Looking at the layout, one last thing we'll look at is the gearing on this. The gearing on this is a little different than a T-Rex version of a helicopter. They actually have a tail-driven gear down here. This actually has the belt goes around that little pulley like most Walkera helicopters, but it is a one-way, so you do have the capability of doing auto rotations. Your tank's underneath there. It's tucked in really nice and neat. One thing that I suggest, and I will do this before we go to the field of flight so I can fill it up, is it only has one hose that goes to the carburetor. I'm going to take that off and actually put a fuel filter on there so that I can put fuel in without doing too much work to my helicopter. It's got a glow igniter port on the side so that you can actually stick a glow igniter on there. Without anything else to say about this helicopter, we're going to go ahead and put it up for right now. We look like we might get some snow, so I won't be able to fly this thing anytime soon within the next couple of days, but if you give me maybe a day or two, I'll put another view out there of this thing flying. You can actually see it in action. I will put it through 3D paces. It doesn't have a governor, so within the radio itself, your TX, your transmitter, I'll go in there and make sure that my settings are set the way I want them to so that my motor won't bog. But I'll get back with you guys and girls on this later. Thank you for stopping and listening to New Age Hobbies. Enjoy.